Hey, Calvin. Thank you so much for including your magazine ad here. Let's go ahead and take a look. I was reading through your writing, and this is good. I think you've done a good job describing your experience with the assignment so far, and that's always a good idea. I think for we instructors, it's very effective for us to be able to read about your methodology because it teaches us a lot about the way you're learning. So quite often, I'm able to pick up as much based on your writing as I am based on the work itself. So it's really a great idea to be as detailed as possible when writing your written um, uh, experience based on any particular assignment. And I think that's true for any class, not just this class. Okay, so I've got your ad up here, but as we can see, it doesn't quite fit in the window here. So I've got it up right here. This is the Illustrator file, the SVG file that you had saved. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. So I can see a few things. The first thing I see in this Illustrator file is the fact that the background image is not pulled to the bleed guide. I'm going to watch my cursor. There is the bleed guide right there. Okay, as we can see, it's pulled to the bleed guide in the top and the bottom, but not to the sides. That could be a production problem. I recommend stretching that image to the actual bleed guide and having it fit accordingly. Okay, let's check your typefaces. There's Arial. Boy, this is going to be tough. There's Arial. Let me see. What do we have here? Okay, I'm trying to check the typefaces. Arial bold, italic, Arial regular. Excellent job setting up your typefaces. Let's check your layers. Problem with the layers. Right now that you only have one layer, what you should have is 3 layers. You should have a separate layer for logo, a separate layer for images, and a separate layer for type. So all the type belongs on one layer, all the images belong on one layer, and the logo belongs on a separate layer. Looks like you've got that configuration right here, but these should be separate layers and not sub-layers within one main layer. If we close that down, we can see we only have one main layer. You should have 3 main layers. Let's check our color mode. Document setup color mode. Okay, this is a problem too. I'm going across the top of the file, go File, right next to the word Illustrator, menu across the top of the screen, I go File, come down to Document Color Mode, and I can see we are set up in the RGB color mode. This is a magazine ad destined for print, so this should be set up in CMYK color mode. Okay, now the one thing I would recommend here at this point is the background image is a little problematic because the palm tree sits dead, almost dead center, or very, very close to the center of the image. So I think that we can work with it. One of the things I recommend is to remove boxes. A lot of designers, especially younger designers, want to place everything in boxes. And that's not always the best thing to do because it creates a degree of separation between the typography and the actual image itself. What you're shooting for is a synergistic relationship and not one that's based on separation. So I recommend removing the boxes. Let's go over here and see what we can do about removing these boxes. Okay, now as we can clearly see, we don't need these color boxes at all. That the type definitely. Okay, I would go ahead. I would also recommend removing that image. I don't think we need that image right there. That image can come out. What I would recommend is this, is we can take this image right here. Okay, you want to bring that down more closer to the bottom. And the reason that is the case, what happened there? Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So that's within the images. Okay, I'm having some issues, but what you want to do is you want to take that, you want to bring this down to the bottom of the composition. And the reason you want to do that is because that's a chair, and a chair normally belongs on the ground. So by placing it in the air, it creates an uncomfortable visual tension. It's the same thing if you're placed up an airplane more closer to the bottom of a composition. That's just basic design compositional rules. So keep that in mind. So basically what I would do is this. I would take your type. I would move that type down into composition. And I would also, I would create more separation here. I would create a separation between engaged, special, then a little space, engaged couples for your subhead, and then give a little space between the body copy and the subhead, so you can move that body copy down. Right now it looks like it's all configured as one. Maybe not, maybe it's just grouped, and yes it is. So let's do this. This is what I'm getting at right here. Okay, see how we got some nice, really nice hierarchy here associated with this. Okay, next thing I would recommend is logo down here. Right down there, that logo. Yep, right down there for the logo. Place the masked image down here. And then what you could do is you could take the contact information, go just span it right across the top of the ad. And as you can see, we're already getting much more harmony in the page. So again, in summary, let me revert this, and then I'll just go ahead and we'll go through those changes. Okay, it'll open up in 1 second here. Sorry about that. My computer just decided to crash. I'll go ahead and pause this for a second. We'll wait. Okay, so here I've got this up. Let me just zoom out here. Okay, I just noticed something here. Okay, so in summary, we've got, you want to remove the color boxes from the background of the type. Separate the type to create hierarchy, to embellish that hierarchy a little bit further. Remove the logo, bring it to the bottom. Remove the silhouette, place the lounge chair more towards the bottom of the composition. You could consider bringing the logo down to the lower right. That's a great exit strategy. And then taking the information, the white type for the contact information, and just spanning it across the top. I think that'll really improve page mechanics. Try it. I think you'll like it. Let me know your reactions. But I'd like to see some of those changes reflected in your final composition. All right, great job. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.